Hey everybody, I thought I'd upload to my YouTube channel. That way at least I can save the video. And when I do this on Facebook, I can't save them, and I hate that. So, I want to keep them because, just to send out as reference. Sometimes people need to hear it more than once. And what I'm about to say is going to get a lot of you upset, maybe. If you've seen my first video, maybe some of you realize what I was trying to get out of the allegory. Remember, Christ spoke in allegories. He spoke in parables. So they tell us. And so a lot of you who are here are led here because my name is Truther for Life. Well, it's Jen, but I'm Truther for Life. And if you're a truther, you've been led here. Hopefully. If I'm getting out there, I'm just starting. So I don't have anything spectacular. I'm just speaking from the heart and having a very close connection with our Father Creator. And I'm going to tell you something about my life, first of all. I was raised in a religious household by my grandparents. My grandma was a devout Catholic. My grandfather was more Baptist. They didn't really get along when it came to religion. But my grandma raised me Catholic, and from the time I was 5 years old, when I stepped foot in a church, my baby cousin was being baptized. And I believe it was at St. Sylvester's Church in Warren, Michigan. And the priest was giving out this, he was doing this like with incense and censers, and something popped in my mind and said, this is like a magic show. It's like something didn't feel right. And pretty soon, before I knew it, I was starting school in a Catholic school, which I was a little bit of a shit, and I got thrown out at the end. They just told my grandparents, we'll pass her, just get her out of here, because of some of the things I did. But I'll go into that in a later video if you're interested. Let me know in the comments. Well, going through the religion and Catholicism always felt really dark, and I felt always an evil thing about it. Like, just something wasn't resonating with me. All these statues, and it just didn't seem right. And then when my grandma died, I was just beyond all hope. I was so close to my grandmother. She was just a wonderful being. If she could help you, if you didn't have anything, she'd give you her last dollar. And she was just a good person and high vibrating individual. A lot of love. My grandfather, on the other hand, came from a very dark past. His mother had some issues, and well, he believed, like I said, more Baptist, Protestant, and he, I wanted to know what happened after we died, and he opened up a Bible, and he told me to read Revelation, and I did. I was 12 years old, and I read it, and it resonated with me. Like, that, out of all the things in that book, there's truth to it. And I'm not saying that you should not read the Bible or read the Bible, but you need to, if you are a truther, you need to, use your capacitor and your resonator. Because if they will lie to us about the shape of the earth, and they will lie to us about history, and everything else that we've concluded is a lie, and then the 9/11, I gotta watch what you say, and scamdemic, and the schmaxine. So if they lie to us about all that, what else do you think they ain't gonna lie about? You really think that it's really the way it is, what they tell us with this religion? Like, we're told there's truth in the Bible. Like, the evil one's obligated to tell some truth. And he wants worship. We find that out throughout that whole book. He wants worship. And he, by his own traits, his character traits, and how he feels about humanity when we were created, he wants us destroyed. He's in Job, he wants to mess with Job, and he's the condemner and the judger. And you see where I'm going here? There's a lot of that in this Christian community. All you want to throw stones and bring people down, and you're in this, it's almost like you're in a relationship. You're not in a relationship, you're in a hostage situation. Where you're oppressed by fear, the fear of damnation and hell. That's not right. Here's the thing. A lot of people are following this Torah, which I don't know if you guys have read about the Noahide laws, but it is the same thing. That's what they're looking for. The Jews, the 6 pointers, they're the ones that created nationality. It all came from that region, Israel. It's just Ra and Elohim. There's a lot we've been not told. We've been lied to about history. And if you have read the Bible, and like I said, there's truth in there, but you have to use your mind's eye to really understand the truth, because it's hidden. In John 1:1, it says, in the beginning was a Word, and the Word was with God. The Word was God, and the Word became flesh. Well, the Word was light, because He created everything with light. Light has vibration and sound. Christ. So Christ became flesh. It was the Father in the flesh. And we're told He was here for 33 years. And He didn't start speaking until He was 33? No, I don't think so. Also, why would a sovereign creator who created all of this, and there He is. He created all that. You really think He has a nationality? Nationality came from, it was a thing created by nasty humans, the seed of the serpent. And there is a serpent seed. But they'll tell you you're black magic or a witch or a new ager for believing in that. But there is a serpent seed. In fact, Jesus tells you there's a serpent seed when He goes to the Sanhedrin, and He tells them that they are children of the devil. And they are. They're children of the devil. That's who they are. The ones behind all, they have the most advanced military technologically in the world, this small country. They're behind every facet of our government, banking systems, religious, all the Abrahamic religions come out of Judaism. And I mean, look at how the Catholic Church is set up with the beanies and the 70. And it's almost like a synagogue. Synagogue. And then you have Islam, which was given birth through Catholicism. And it's all controlled opposition. They're all one. It is a one world religion. But they're calling it by different names. It's a trick of the devil, see? Just like in the Bible, people believe that, if I don't do this ritual or celebrate this feast or do it just right, I'm going to burn in hell. They're going to do it. They got some, they're so fearful about things they've done in the past and the remorse and guilt that they carry with them. That they're so oppressed that their fear is pushing these people to believe that if they don't do certain things a certain way or follow these set of rules, these guidelines, which are the Noahide laws, which they call Torah, that they're going to burn in hell. And I'm going to tell you, our Father, our Creator, He is a creator. He's not a destroyer. He's a creator. And I'm going to tell you something else. By the guidelines of Torah in the Bible, which is, by the way, brand new, it's just now coming out, all of a sudden these people are following Torah. That sounds like a tool that the devil's using. There can't be two villains in one book. I mean, how can they're saying that God is this condemning nationalist, bigot, murderer, hateful? Those are the same traits as the devil. So, really what's going on is people are in a hostage situation with Satan, but they think it's God. And it's not God, the Creator. Remember, He wanted to exalt Himself. He was going to have everybody worshiping Him. He's going to exalt Himself above God and everything that is God. And He's doing that. And He's using religion to do it. You understand? My life has not been easy. As I told you, I grew up in a religious household. My great-grandma was very spiritual. She believed the earth was flat. She believed we never went to the moon. God bless her. She was born in 1899. She always said that there were guardian angels around me, that I was destined for great things, and God really has divine purpose for me. I didn't understand what it meant. I was real small. I'm glad I got to know my great-grandma. And they always, when my great-grandma was killed when I was 8 years old in a nursing home, it really killed me inside. I love that woman, but I'm glad I got to meet her, and I know she's in a better place. I know that. I don't believe, I know. And there's a big difference in that too. But here's the thing. By the guidelines of the Torah, and if this is what we're supposed to do to get God's divine blessing on us, no one in my home ever did that. I never did that growing up. I wasn't even aware we had to do that growing up, and I was very close to God. When I opened the book of Revelation, it resonated with me. Blessed are those who keep these words. I started watching the skies and watching for things going down as they did and leading to those times, and we are. I believe that with all my heart. That's truth. But I've always been brought up to believe, with the exception of my grandfather, who was very caught up in that matrix and hell, damnation, and all that. My grandma, I was always understood that God is good and everything He created is good. My grandpa Castro, he's not my by blood, but you know what? Sometimes blood ain't always thicker than water. I've come to learn that. But my grandpa Castro, my grandma Castro, they were very good to me. They were my uncles through marriage, mom and stepfather, but they didn't have to accept me or take me in, but they did. They accepted me as their own grandchild, and they were good. They're such good people. My grandfather passed away, but my grandma is still here, and I'm glad I can talk to her still, and she's humbled me and taught me all kinds of good things, and I'm so grateful for her. And Grandma, if you see this, I hope you do. I love you. Speaking from the heart, I have not made the best decisions in life, but the decisions that I have made, they had consequences. And I've gotten myself into sticky situations which should have either left me in the gutter or killed me. But I got out of it. And this one, my car broke down and coming home from North Carolina in February of 2004. And I didn't have tags. I didn't have any of that insurance. And I was scared. I didn't have money in my pocket. And this guy appears out of nowhere and he has my car towed. Found out it was $2,300 fixed, which I didn't have. I was freaking out. Dealership gave me some soup, and they gave me $25 for eating out later at the restaurant. And later on, the guy picked me up, and I was crying uncontrollably, scared. And this guy put his hand on my shoulder, and I felt immediate peace. His eyes were bluer than any sky you've ever seen. And I knew something was okay. And he had a partner with him. And they both asked me, do I know Christ? And I said, I do. Do you love God? I said, with all my heart and soul. We know. He's got a big plan for you. There's a door you have to shut in order to go forward. And I've been thinking, what doors are these? Well, he put me up for the night. The next day, he picked me up. And he gave me a car. Signed over this Dodge claim to me. And I was like, wow. And he gave me $100 for the road. And I got home. I had a snowstorm in Ohio, and I got home. And when I went to go thank him, I sent a thank you card. I found out this guy doesn't exist. another thing happened when we were moving back in April. And we had gotten evicted because our manager is a jerk, and we had rodents and stuff, and we weren't complying with her accusations of other things. And, we ended up getting injured on her property, so she went after us. So, anyways, we were evicted, and we live in Saginaw. And when we were down to the wire, we had to be out, and the guy that we were supposed to have move us was supposed to have 2 other people, and he showed up alone. He's in his mid-50s, and, well, he got most of the stuff in his first load. We got, to where we were supposed to be, and this other guy came out and asked if we needed help, and he started helping us, and he says, yeah, I'm down on my luck. I could use a little bit myself. And I asked him where he's from, and he said, nowhere in particular. I'm a wayfaring stranger. Okay. I've ordered a pizza and asked him to break bread with us. He didn't want any. And I thanked him. And as I gave him the money, he went out the door. And both my husband and the man who helped move us saw him disappear into thin air, dematerialize. And sometimes when we're hard on our luck, sometimes you're walking, you find money. I believe it's these angels that, these angels, messengers that, we give money to. And I believe that's exactly what he was. I believe that's, blessings from angels. I really do. There are angels. They want you to believe that that's, dark worship again. And, it's not where we're worshiping the angels. We're grateful for the angels, but we're grateful we worship the one who sent it to us. I mean, he doesn't demand worship, the Father. He doesn't have to. Because if people knew how great and wonderful and loving he really is, they'd follow him anyways, right? Why would a creator demand all this? That sounds like the enemy to me. And things weren't adding up. So, the story of creation, there's something missing in it. It doesn't make sense. What was taken out? We know things were taken out. A lot of us we're caught up in the religious matrix. It was taken out. We know things are hidden under the Vatican. We know what the Vatican's all about. They're into satanic worship, but yet they're the head of Christianity. And they had something to do with writing the Bible and in cahoots with the Hebrews and all that. Come on, something's got to tell you deep in your heart that this isn't how it's supposed to be. And if Christ came free to break us from these chains, and his yoke is not heavy, shouldn't it tell you that you're being led into the greatest deception of all time? And the book tells you. When people are out there worshiping a book and this character pretending to be, masquerading and basically gaslighting our creator, pretending to be our creator, and getting you to, pretentiously follow him. So I feel free, and like I told you about those blessings, the angels, and there's another one I could get into. I don't want to get into on here. Was even bigger than that. But by the standards of which all these people following Torah and this new wave Christianity coming in with the Hebraic Noahide laws, by those standards, I shouldn't have been deserving of those miracles, because I am by no means followed them. And I just know that God is good and we serve a good God. And I've always gone with that. When I asked him to reveal himself to me 2 years ago, he did. He showed me. I asked him, come on, show me who you are, because I know you're not this evil, hateful being. It doesn't make sense. And he did. He showed me, and he broke me free. And I love him so much. And lately, when I've gotten closer to him and understanding new things, and I get confirmations more and more and more every day. New revelations and confirmations to go with them. And I feel joyful and happy, and the light that I feel from him, I want to share it with the world. We do have energy, we have vibration, and there's more of him in us than we realize. How our mind was created. And they put chemicals in our waters and our foods to block that chemistry in our brain to where it doesn't resonate or vibrate the way it should be, like a fine-tuned engine. And that's exactly what our Creator is. He's the most amazing engineer and architect of all time. The way He put us together with the different, the golden ratio, everything is in perspective. Everything has a perfect working order. Everything gives off a frequency. It really does. I watched a video today. These guys invented a box, and it has these two cables. And you take these cables and you connect them to a plant leaf or like a mushroom. And they connected it to the mushroom and made these beautiful sounds. Beautiful, giving off a frequency. And it's a high vibration. It's healing. When you hear someone playing the Tibetan drums or the kettle drums, it resonates with you. You feel like you're at the beach, and the beach is you feel connected to the Father when you're by a big body of water. You really do. Walking barefoot through the grass, there's this connection, this electrifying connection. In fact, when Christ talked about the lamps, the 12 virgins, 10 virgins, and the lamps, keeping your lamps full, the lamps He was talking about is our auras. Everyone's got one. Some of them glow brighter than others, and people are attracted to this. And some don't barely vibrate at all and give off a low vibration, and you feel that energy, you don't want to stay away. Why do you think they locked us down 2 years ago? Why do you think they wanted us staying 6 feet apart when we did go out? And wear a mask, which I did not do. Didn't follow those, because I knew exactly what it was when it came out. But they wanted staying 6 feet apart so another person couldn't feel because the resonant energy doesn't extend past 5 feet. And when we're close to someone, hugging them, we're sharing an energy. It's, an energy coming together. It's literally electrifying. But we all have this energy, and when we speak, when we react to the things of the world, and something on the news comes up, and we get they try to entice a reaction from us, because the TV is not only a for programming. It transmits. It also pulls in. It's an energy. It sucks your energy. It's a receiver and a transmitter, is what I'm trying to say. So when you react to things, that energy's going somewhere. It's being loosed. Just like this election coming up, you're going to the polls to vote and elect, give power to somebody over you. You're using your energy to give someone else more energy. And they're feeding off your negative energy. These demons behind all this stuff, they're fat. And we need to start starving them. We need to not, react so much to these things. We know what it is. We know what they're doing. We're not going to give them that pull. And, when you're truly connected to the Father and you start learning that everything vibrates and gives off an energy, you want to share that energy. You become like a lighthouse upon the stormy seas, all the lost ships, and you are the beacon of hope, bringing them into the safe haven. And you hope that light, they want to share it with others and bring more ships in. We want to share that light. We need to, all together, we shine bright. And, when we're bringing in the positive energy and breathing it in, and every time we breathe, we're saying the Creator's name, believe it or not. We're praising the Creator when we breathe. That's another thing. It's truth. They don't tell you. He's created plants. He's created, rocks with crystals, and they are meant for healing. But they want you to believe they're not, that they're evil to keep you away from what's really meant to be good for you. I'm sorry, I've never seen anybody doing yoga go off and start their head spinning or attack somebody. They're at peace. But the religious people will tell you that Oh no, that's bad. That's these evil spirits. And they can masquerade as light. The only one trying to masquerade as light is Satan. And his name is not what you think it is. It's not Lucifer. It's Azazel. That was the leader of all those fallen angels. He was in the garden, and he was at Mount Hermon. He's trying to keep you away from the light. The light is energy. You got light is everything. Like I said, in the beginning was the Word. Word was with God. The Word was God. And Word became flesh. And that was the flesh energy was Christ. And that's Christ within us, because he walked on this earth. And when he did what he did, when they killed him and he came back to life, he poured out his spirit onto us. Even more. He powered us that much more. But they don't want you to know that the children of Satan, who are in the Middle East, in a country I shall not name, who like to instigate all the wars, and they want to be worshipped, and anyways, open your eyes. You've been used, torn, abused, threatened. You've been a prisoner, and you don't even know it. But guess what? He came, he broke us free. Christ broke us free from those chains. And you're just standing there in the prison cell right now with chains that are broken. You can leave anytime you want and go find him. And he's everywhere. He's with us every day. And he's going to clean up the mess. You better believe it. That is coming. And, when we talk to him, people believe you have to use fancy words and poems that other people wrote. No. You talk to him just like you would talk to your mom or dad, or, a brother or sister, or your best friend. And I'm telling you, it's unlike anything you'll ever experience. He's so good. He is so wonderful. And I want all of you, the ones that are still caught in the matrix, to know this. How special you are in his image. How much of his imprint and how much of himself is in you, and how much potential we really have. That they're blocking all the things that we were meant to do. Perhaps fly. Some of us have that where something's going to happen. And some of us have that where we could read someone else's mind. Or, those were all gifts meant for us. And that's what he is. He poured all of that into us. And Satan is jealous. In fact, we were meant to feel pleasure because we can create. We're creators. And Satan was meant for that. Everything he creates is a laugh, a lie. It's fake. It just, if you know what I'm talking about, then, and any of this resonates with you, please share it. Share it out. Share the good news. You are not a prisoner. You are better than that. You are Satan's worst fear. So stop letting him push you into fear. Push back. Let him know who you are. You are a child of the living God. You are sovereign. You're not a nationality. You are not a race. You are a living child of God. You are sovereign. But they want you bound by nationalities and divided like laundry and crayons and colors. And that's sad. Together we all shine. Send out this message. Send out the love. Lift somebody up today. If you see someone's feeling down, you know how that feeling is. Lift them up, make them laugh. Laughing is the most powerful thing we can do for someone. Telling a joke, lifting them up. You only knew how much that helped people. Make someone laugh. Make someone smile. Make it contagious so other people go out and do it. Find something else every day to be grateful for. Go outside, even if it's cold, and connect with the Father in nature, your animals, the plants, trees, even though they're barren. Go out by the lake. Just find something in nature and just be in that moment. Charge yourself so you can charge the world. You are amazing. Don't ever forget that. You are loved. You're loved by me, and you're loved by our Father. I uplift all of you. I send you healing and love and positive vibes, and just share it with the world, please. I'm out.